This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. You can see this session 4, yeah? Can everyone see the slides?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so session 4 is to do with your assignment discussion on the communication unit. It's the last unit now, so it's the last session today, and this is where you'll try and go onto Moodle and have a look at your assignment area as well. What I'm going to do is today's session is assignment discussion. Okay, so any sort of communication, communication skills for health and social care and the assignment areas. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to go through the slides with you. Actually, what I might do first is go through the assignment area with you so you've got more of an idea. Give me 1 minute, I'll open that session up. Can you all see this?
Yes, we can see.
It says communication skills for health and social care. Okay, so this is the unit spec. So it says to develop a knowledge and understanding of communication health in health and social care and to develop personal communication skills. It's a level 3 unit and it is credit values of 15, so you can get pass, merit or distinction. And to achieve this, you must be you must achieve all the learning outcomes which we've been through. Okay, additional assessments, any sort of additional resources. The learner, which is yourself, must demonstrate that you have an understanding of examples used in the organisation. And also, you know, can communicate effectively to a certain standard. So learning outcome 1, which we went through, which was to know how health and social organisations communicate. To get a pass in this, in 1.1, you must outline principles of effective communication. You must be able to describe communication models. So Laswell, things that we went through before. Do you remember Laswell and Riley's, all these models we went through at the start? And used in health and social care organisation. 1.3, you must be able to explain the benefits of both informal and formal communication systems. And then 1.4 is you must explain how technology is used for different types of communication.
Excuse me, we can't see what you're explaining. No, we can't see any unit.
Which one are you seeing? What are you seeing?
You just put the you know, like your documents.
The slides. Can you see, just 1 minute, can you see this one now? 1 minute. Can you see that?
Which one? Oh yeah, this one. Yeah.
It says communication skills for health and social care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see all that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes through the learning outcomes, and can you see this? It says learning outcomes and the learner will.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay. So this is like just telling you what you need to do in your assignment for each learning outcome. And because we've done every learning outcome, the first one is to look at them descriptors, which have just been. To get a merit, you need to propose solutions to the barriers effective communication in health and social care. And to get a distinction, you need to do all them, plus the last one, which is evaluate how different uses of technology can enhance or detract from good communication in healthcare organisation. Okay, so then learning outcome 2 was to be able to interact orally with individuals in the healthcare setting. Can you all see that? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 2.1 was to use different styles and methods of oral communication and how they meet the needs of different individuals. Then to get a merit, use appropriate methods, including technology, other aids to present information orally. Okay. You must be able to demonstrate appropriate listening skills, and to get a distinction, you must do all them and then manage and facilitate a question and answer session to demonstrate subject and assess effectiveness of your own oral communication skills. Learning outcome 3, which we did yesterday, was be able to communicate information in writing. You must be, for a pass, you must be able to explain the uses of different forms of written communication in a healthcare setting. You must be able to communicate information using appropriate written styles and methods. For a merit, you must be able to appropriate technology in supporting graphs, diagrams, artwork to support written communication. And then to get a distinction, you must evaluate examples of different forms of actual written communication found in the health and social care setting. Okay, so these are just about the learning outcomes which we've been through already, okay, which I'm not going to go through them because we've already done them. I'm going to go through the next bit, which is the PowerPoint slides, okay? So can you all see these slides here?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this session is to look at the discussion session on the assignment, okay? And the assignment is on Moodle, so you can go all get access to the assignment on the Moodle. So the assignment presentation, so you need a document structure and formatting, okay? It's a good practice to put the unit number and the name. Start off with a bit of an introduction to the unit, so what the unit was about, so what communication skills were about. Write out the learning outcome if you are mentioning it, otherwise it is not required. Your font size needs to be 12 and it needs to be line spacing. 1.5 page number to be inserted. Table of contents to be drawn and a conclusion which is 20 to 30 minutes, 20 to 30 words, and then references and bibliography. Some useful tips. Read the tasks carefully. We're going to go through the tasks after the slides, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so read the tasks carefully. Focus on details. Command verbs. Broadly, just as guidance, I suggest that for action and command verbs, you can cover the task by writing them. So explain, define, describe, 70 to 100 words. Assess, examine, clarify, analysis, 100 to 125 words. Compare, contrast, critically evaluate, 150 to 200 words. And then you've got the Harvard referencing. And this is really important. You reference everything properly. Referencing needs to be your Harvard referencing. So it's the author, the date, the name of the book, and the year. For example, Slack, Johnston, Brandon Jones, 2011. Do not forget to include the reference list towards the end. It will come as shown. Word limits, 3,500 words approximately for a pass, 4,500 words approximately for a merit and distinction. Is everyone okay with that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So the assessment, you need to focus on reading the tasks and command verbs, which I've mentioned as earlier. Theory, application, example. The assessment is different types. For this unit, you will be doing one type, which is task 1 is a presentation, which is 10 to 15 slides with speaker notes, PowerPoint presentation. Task 2 is an oral communication session, a Zoom session with your tutor to do this task, which is a Word document. And task 3 is about submitting three different forms of written communication documents like formal letter, email, CV, or brochure, or a leaflet, which is a Word document. And we're going to go through your assessment so you've got more of an idea, okay? Scenario. So you are going for an interview. In the documentation received, details of the interview time and location. There's additional documents which refer to communication skills. It states an essential skill that you will need for working in the health and social care sector is the ability to communicate clearly, making sure that the message you send is the same one that is received. So this includes written and oral communication. Good communication within our sector helps effective working relationships with staff and with clients and patients. So at the interview, you will be asked to provide the following. So a short presentation, which again is a PowerPoint presentation that demonstrates your knowledge of how people and organizations communicate within the health and social sector, which is task 1. Further evidence that you are able to communicate orally in a competent manner. Task 2. Evidence that you are able to communicate competently in writing. Task 3. And then a presentation. So task 1, which I'll go through again with you, but this is task 1. So please plan, and so you've got learning outcome 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 in this one, and then learning outcome 2, 2.1, 2.2, 1M1, 2M1, 1D1, and 2D1. So you must plan and deliver a formal presentation to senior managers that demonstrate that you understand the models and the systems of communication used in health and social care organisations. If you are successful in this interview, you will need to help our employees apply best practice. So the communication models, number 1, communication models and systems used in health and social care sector. So here is a description of communication models. For example, message between the sender and receiver, and communication systems in health and social care settings. The systems are a range of processes used to communicate with different stakeholders, so there's an effective communication system in place. That's learning outcome 1 and 2. The number 2 is communication methods and technology in health and social care. A description of methods used by health and social care professionals. Please include written, verbal, non-verbal, visual, and electronic methods. The benefits of formal and informal communication to organizations, and then an explanation of how technology is used for different types of communication in a health and social care setting. Number 3, making communications effective. So here you will need an outline of principles of effective communication, include an explanation of barriers to effective communication, giving examples of different barriers for different methods. Now remember, a lot of this we've done whilst we've been doing learning outcome 1 and 2. Okay, so you're able to get all the information from the slides and extra. The extension activities. So if you want to gain a merit in your presentation, you must also propose solutions to the barriers you covered in section 3. Okay, so if you're talking in section 3, you need to add extra to get a merit. Use appropriate presentation methods, including technology and other aids to present business information orally to the audience. Now, this is to gain a merit. These are extras that you have to do. To gain a distinction, you must also, so you must do what is in the merit, but also, excuse me, invite your audience to ask questions and demonstrate your knowledge through a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. You must also produce a handout to accompany the presentation, which has, the handout must have an evaluation of the different uses of technology and how they can enhance or detract from good communication in different health and social care settings. It must also assess your own communication skills and set targets for improvement. So these are, if you want to get extra marks, get a merit or a distinction, you must do these extra activities. Do you all understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. So just to gain more and get your merit and distinction, you need to do more in regards to that. Task 2, which is the oral communication learning outcome 2, 2.1 and 2.2. Throughout your interview and your presentation, you will be assessed on your communication skills, and the interview panel will want to know how you communicate with different people. You are asked to play a response to a distressed next of kin who has not received the promised information about their relative. And then you must give your responses orally to the interviewing panel. Learning outcome 2, 2.1 and 2.2. So the scenario is that the scan of the bowel has confirmed the growth of the cancerous tissue. And then the tutor will ask you a question. Question 1, how is the condition of the patient? Then you must answer that. Question 2, what are the possible treatments for this particular cancer? And then you must answer that. what precautions need to be taken while the patient is undergoing treatment. So this is the oral communication, which comes into learning outcome 2, 2.1 and 2.2, and this is task 2. Then you've got task 3, which is communication in writing, learning outcome 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3M1 and 3D1. So at the interview, all job applicants need to complete written tasks, but you are also able to present information completed prior to the interview. So evidence must be that you must submit at least 3 of the following. So you could submit a formal letter, your CV, emails, web pages, leaflets, etc. that you have produced. So any 3. Your evidence should demonstrate that you are able to communicate information using appropriate styles and methods. So there's 3 things which you can be easily provided: CV, an email formal one, and letter which is formal. So these information you can provide. These are quite standard information. To gain a merit in this task, which is task 3, you must also use appropriate technology and supporting graphs, diagrams, or artwork to support written communication. And to gain a distinction, you must evaluate examples of different forms of actual written communication found in the health and social care setting. The assignment submission is you need to refer to ebooks and journals on Moodle for this unit. Assignment submission is after 2 weeks of completion of the unit and its delivery. If you're using slides, then referencing will be as below: Pearson Centered Learning Outcome Presentation 2022. That's an example of bibliography, Pearson Centered Approach. Slide number outcome 2, slide number 2. Submission of assignment is done on litc@varsity.co.uk. Okay, so this is just some PowerPoint slides about the presentation. Sorry, about the assessment that you've got to do for this module. Has anyone got any questions so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the task 3.
Yeah.
The 3 things which you can be easily provided. Are we going to write like 4,000 words instead about the words that we are going to?
Sorry?
Are we going to write like 3,500 or 4,000 words on them?
On your CVs?
Yes. No, not on CV. Maybe the email format and letter format.
Yeah, it'll be all together. It'll be for all the assessments.
Okay,
task 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be for all of it. And if you want to gain extra marks, you know, like a merit and distinction, you need to do the extra stuff on it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me just share another document with you. Stop sharing that. Just want to share another document. Assignment discussion. I've gone through that one. Don't know if you can see. Can you all see this document here now?
No. Yeah. What document?
Can you see the document? It says Unit J615 2004.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can share it again. Right. Stop sharing this and then see if I can share it again. I don't know why it's not opening up. I'll share my screen with you because it's better to share the screen, so at least I can share this document with you then. Can you see this document now?
Yes.
Okay, so this is your assignment, okay? So this is what's on Moodle for you to have a look at. And the stuff that I've done is extra. So your assignment discussion on the PowerPoint slides will help you. And this module spec was the first one, okay? So this is just your assignment area, Okay, so it tells you what you're going to do. So you've got, it's a 15 credit module. Again, you are going to go for an interview, which we've mentioned a little bit of this before. Okay, in the documentation received, details of the interview time and location, there's additional information which refers to the communication. It states that an essential skill you will need for working in the health and social sector is the ability to clearly communicate. Make sure the message you send is the same as the one you receive. This includes written and oral communication. Good communication skills within our sector helps effective working relationships with staff and clients. So at the interview, you will be asked to provide the following: a short presentation that demonstrates your knowledge of how people and organisations communicate within the health and social sector, which is task 1, which we'll go through. Further evidence that you'll be able to communicate orally in competent manner, task 2. Evidence that you will be able to communicate completely in writing, which is task 3. So note that for these tasks can be collected through the programme of study. This evidence is clearly signposted. So task 1, theory of communication. Can you all see that? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So your task 1 is to plan and deliver a formal presentation to senior managers that demonstrates you understand the models and systems of communication used in health and social care professional. If you are successful in this interview, you will need to help employers apply best practice. Do you all know how to do a PowerPoint presentation? You know, the PowerPoint, this is, you know, the one I do with you is PowerPoint slides. Do you know the presentations I do with you?
Yes.
They are called PowerPoint slides.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is, which I've gone through earlier as well. Number 1, communication models and systems. This is in task 1. Communications systems and models used in the healthcare professional. So you need a description of them. Communication models between the sender and the receiver, and the communication systems used in health and social care settings. The systems are the range of processes used to communicate with different stakeholders, so there's an effective communication system in place. Number 2, you need to communication methods. This is all task 1, okay? This is not task 2. Communication methods and technology in health and social care. A description of methods used by health and social care professionals. Please include written, verbal, non-verbal, visual and electronic methods, the benefits of formal and informal communication to organisations. An explanation of how technology is used for different types of communication in health and social care setting. And then number 3, making communication effective. So an outline of principles of effective communication, include an explanation of the barriers to effective communication, giving examples of the barriers for different methods. Now, a lot of all of this we've done, okay, in the learning outcome 1, 2 and 3, a lot of it, okay. For this one, learning outcome 1 and 2. So then to get a merit, you must, in this task 1, to get a merit, you must propose solutions to the barriers you covered in section 3, use appropriate presentation methods, including technology and other aids to present business information orally to the audience identified. And to gain a distinction in task 1, you must invite your audience to ask questions and demonstrate your knowledge through a question and answer session at the end of your presentation. You must also produce, to get a distinction, produce a handout to accompany this presentation, which has an evaluation of the different uses of technology and how they can enhance or detract from good communication in different health and social care settings. You must also assess your own communication skills and set targets for improvements. And these are learning outcomes 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, learning outcome 2, 2.1, 2.2, 1M1 and 2M1 and 1D1 and 2D1. Now, these are all on your slides. You do your PowerPoint slides that we went through each week?
Yeah.
Remember, we've done 3 weeks of this, so a lot of this will be on your slides, okay?
Okay.
And task 2 is the oral communication. So throughout your interview and your presentation, you will be assessed on your communication skills, and the interview panel will want to know how you communicate with different people. You are asked to role play a response to the distress next of kin, so a family member who has not received the promised information about their relatives. So you give your response orally to the interviewing panel. So here is learning outcome 2 and 2.1 and 2.2, and you will be interviewed. And then it's about a family member that's quite distressed because you haven't given them the information you were supposed to give them. So you will work with a tutor here, okay? So it'll be an oral interview. Do you all understand what an oral interview is?
Yes.
Yes. So you will have the tutor and it will be you, okay? And then you will get marked on that. Task 3 is communication in writing. So at the interview, all job applicants... Sorry?
Is it going to be you?
No, it won't be me. It won't be me. It'll be someone else, I think.
Is it online or we're going to come to the college?
I think it'll be through Zoom. They will do it through Zoom.
Okay.
Okay. So this is task 3, communication in writing. At the interview, all job applicants need to complete written tasks, but you are also able to present information completed prior to the interview. So you must submit at least 3 of the following, only 3, okay? Not all of these. A formal report, a letter, your CV, emails, web pages, leaflets, etc. that you have produced. Your evidence should demonstrate that you're able to communicate information using appropriate styles and methods. I think the most easiest ones will be emails, CV, and a letter. I don't know, depend on anyone who wants to do a formal report or internet sources, but them are the probably easiest ones to do. Okay. And then if you want to gain a merit in this task, you must use appropriate technology and supporting graphs, diagrams, or artwork to support your written communication. And to gain a distinction, you must be able to evaluate examples of different forms of actual written communication found in the healthcare settings. And we've done this yesterday, and this is learning outcome 3, and it's 3.1 and 3.2, and then 3M1 and 3D1. Okay, so that's the guidelines for the assessors. So has anyone got any questions about these tasks or anything? Your assessment? If there's any questions or anything that you have, sorry?
I said it's a bit complicated.
Honestly.
I don't think it's complicated. I just think that you need to read, you've got all the resources on your slides, you know, your learning outcome 1 and 2 and 3. It tells you which task is for which one.
Okay.
So, you know, for the first one here, for task 1, you're looking at, sorry?
Can I do all assignments separately or together? Like
all
together.
Topics together. All tasks need to be together.
Okay.
Okay. So for your learning outcome, for your task 1, look, you're looking at them slides. It says learning outcome 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, learning outcome 2, 2.1, 2.2. And then if you want to get a merit or distinction, you know, it's 1M, 2M1 and 1DM. This is all on your PowerPoint slides. You know, they're on Moodle, you know, the one we've been through. So we've been through 3 weeks of slides. And all your answers to everything you do in task 1, 2, and 3 is on them, is on the slides.
Okay.
And the extra you may do is your CV, email, or maybe, you know, a report or something like that. It's not difficult. I think it's quite clear what you need to do. And if you just want to pass, you just need to cover them learning outcomes. But if you want to gain a merit and distinction, you need to do extra, extra research to help you. But the slides, if you have a look at all the slides will help you. So in task 1, let me just see if I can find task 1, learning outcome 1. Can you see these learning outcomes now?
Yeah.
So these are learning outcome 1. So this answers literally your task 1 for you. So 1.1, the principles of effective communication. Yes? That literally answers number 1. And then you go through all these. That's all number 1. Okay? And then 1.2, here, look. 1.2, describe communication models and systems used in health and social care. And then you've got 1.3. Do you understand? It's not, it kind of tells you, it's quite clear. It tells you which learning outcome or which point you need to cover for your assignment. And to get extra marks in this one, if you want to get extra marks, you need to look at all this anyway. And then to get the extra marks, you will look at 1 minute. It will, there, look, 1 point, can you see this here? 1 M1 to propose to get a merit. If you want to get a merit, you look at the barriers. So it's quite, is it quite clear for everyone now that I've gone through it like this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite, so, if you go back again to the assignment, let me just go back again to the assignment here. Can you see all that? It says learning outcome 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So them are the elements that you need to answer, yes? Do you all understand that?
Yep.
Yeah. For learning outcome 2, you need to look at 2.1, 2.2, and then if you want to get the merit and distinction, you need to look at this extension activities. Can you see these? To get your merit and distinction, and they're all on the slides. So you need to be looking for this task 1, you need to be looking at learning outcome 1 and learning outcome 2. Yeah. So it's two, we did these last week. Do you remember Friday, Saturday?
Yeah.
So we did, so this is the one I've just opened up for you now is learning outcome 1, yes? Okay, then I'll open learning outcome 2. And this is for, can you see this? This was last week's session. Remember?
Yeah.
So this is learning outcome 2. Okay, so you've got all these slides on Moodle. So for task 1, you need to look at learning outcome 1 and learning outcome 2.
Okay.
Okay, so it's quite clear that everything is there for you. And then if you want to gain extra marks, you would have to look at 1 M1, 2 M1, and 1 D1 and 2 D1. And they're in learning outcome 1 and 2 as well. Okay? Task 2 is learning outcome 2. Okay? Then, so you'd look at 2.1 and 2.2. And then task 3 is learning outcome 3. You'd look at 3.1, 3.2, and then 3 M1 and 3 D1. Do you understand that now?
Right.
If you need to ask any questions, just ask because I'm here. Is there anyone got any questions?
No.
So this is on Moodle for you, okay?
Okay, excuse me, Azumi, we got a question later. How can we just get you the question to answer? So maybe now it's okay, but maybe we need something to ask about this topic unit.
Yeah.
So how can we contact you? So
it would be just, I think you just have to email me directly. They will, if you email this email here, which is just 1 minute, this email here at the end, and then they will get in touch with me. Can you see that email address? litc@UK
okay.
And you can email that, and then they will get in touch with me if you need any guidance or anything on it. But if you do it, it's quite clear that each learning outcome is for each task. Do you understand? So task 1 will have learning outcome 1 and 2. Task 2 will have learning outcome 2. And then task 3 will have learning outcome 3. Okay. So, you know, if you get stuck, just go on your PowerPoint slides. But it's quite clear if you look at the assignment that they've actually told you which learning outcomes are for which assignment. Do you understand? So you need to refer to this. You know, every time you do the task, look, can you see this here?
Yes, there's only the one M1 that's been confusing, but it could just go and check all over again then.
Why is it confusing? Can you tell me why it's confusing?
No, it's okay, but you know, like if you're teaching something
if you want to get a merit, you just have to look at M1, M 2, M1. If you want to get a distinction, you don't 1D1. But if you just want to pass, you just have to do the top 2. Can you see? Learning outcome 1.
Okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. So if you want to do the extra, this is the extra. Look, it says on top of each task, it says extension activities.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to just pass, you just have to do the top bit. If you want to gain a merit and a distinction, I think you should try to get the merit and distinction because it's quite easy, you see, because it'll tell you. So your best bet would be to do the task 1 for the pass, and then if you could do the merit and distinction part, do it. If you can't, then obviously it's up to you. It's for yourself at the end of the day. So it will tell you here at the bottom of each one.
Okay.
Like task 2, look, it says learning outcome 2. So that's the slides on learning outcome 2. You know the slides that we went through last week? You've only got 3 weeks of slides. Okay, they're on Moodle, these PowerPoint slides. And these are the ones you need to be looking at to complete the assessment. Okay? Okay? Yeah. If you've got any other questions, just email them and they'll probably email me.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, Bashara, and you know, if there's any sort of issues or anything like that, but I think potentially because you've all, you know, contributed well to the assessment, I think you'll all do really well. But I think you just need to start doing it and then see how you go. You know, do each task one at a time. David, are you okay with this as well?
Yeah. Literally, I've just been listening to it.
Quite clear, isn't it, to understand what you need to do?
Yeah, it literally is.
So you know, if you need to get each task applies to each PowerPoint slides that you've got.
Yeah.
So we've done 3 weeks, haven't we? So you've got learning outcome 1, learning outcome 2, and learning outcome 3. Yeah. And that's all. And then we've done the assignment discussion. So then 3 learning outcomes will help you complete your assignment.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to get merit and distinction, you just have to do the extension activities that are available. And it's quite easy because they're in the slides as well.
All right.
So, yeah. So if you want to start doing it and then, you know, start doing the tasks one at a time, it's quite easy. And then if you've got to do a PowerPoint presentation as well. So, you know, and then do a voiceover that. So, you know, try doing your PowerPoint presentations as well.
So, sorry, when is this work due in? Like,
I think it says 2 weeks after the completion of the module, which is today. But right. I think you can, if you need extra time, you need to speak to Raman about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think he does know. I know students have requested some extra time, but I think it's better because it's fresh in your head to start doing the tasks.
Yeah.
And all the additional resources and stuff like that is on Moodle for you to go on.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone got any more questions? Anyone else?
No.
No.
If you've got any questions, just email that link that I told you, and then they can get back to you, or they'll get back to me. If you've done anything and you want me to have a look at, they'll kind of get back to me with that as well.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. And it was a pleasure teaching you all. And I probably won't see you now. I don't know till the next module or... Okay.
All right. Then thank you, Miss.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
All right.
Okay, then. Bye.
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 Girls,
Okay.
girls, you ready? Come on.
Hello?
So Judy, okay? Thank you, everyone.